Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. This is Martina and this is Color Magic, the journal I just created, and it's a big one, it's a thick one, and I'm so thrilled to talk about it because it turned out so nice, I think. The dimensions first. So it measures 23 times 14 times 6 centimeters, inches, 9 inch times 5.5 times 2.25. And as you can see, it has an alligator mouth, and there is a reason why it has an alligator mouth. And well, it's me, because I couldn't stop decorating and I couldn't stop adding things and doing things, and I loved it so much. Let's just dive into it and tell you more about it. And before we do, it has 160 larger pages, front and back, and it has 5 signatures, or she has 5 signatures. Color Magic. The name says a lot. It says it's colorful, and it also indicates that I have used magical elements, mystical elements, a little bit of boho, gypsy style, oriental style. So a lot is in there. And okay, you already see it when you have a look on the cover. It has been created by using various different wonderfully decorated trims from India, mainly in pink but also black. And here I have also added an applique, and have a look. It's really pretty. And what I did is I have sewn on, and some parts I have glued on a cotton piece of fabric, and this cotton piece of fabric I have glued on the body. And for those of you who might be interested, I have also made a short video where I explained a little bit more about how I did the cover. It's on YouTube, so you can have a look. And this one, of course, will be available in my Etsy shop. So if you are interested, please go ahead. So let's open it. So it's been closed by a bow from sari silk. And as you can see, it opens very easily. It cannot wait to get opened like this. And you see, I mentioned that I have used a lot of decoration, and this is the reason why it got an alligator mouth. And personally, I don't mind, because I think an alligator mouth just indicates that the journal is full of yummy stuff, full of wonderful things, and this is what I like. But what I'm going to do now, I will take off each and every decoration element, put it aside, so that you can see in the end what the dimensions are, how big the alligator mouth still is. Okay, if it is. I have added some ruffle, because this is also one of my hobbies, adding ruffles. And I have added this ruffle from hand-dyed silk. And it's fraying. I love when it's frays, because it gives this shabby chic, vintagey element to it. Okay, so it starts already a little bit mystical. You see, I have added 2 tags, which are really very nice. And yeah, they are mystical. They are in gold and blue tones. And what you also will see throughout the journal, I have also used some tarot elements. Not real tarot cards, because I'm hesitant to use real tarot cards for some superstition, but some design elements which look like tarot cards. And this might be one of those, but it's not. Okay, the inside decoration of this journal is really pretty, because what I have used is this exquisite fabric which which has been gifted to me by May. Hi May, if you see it, I'm so happy that you gave it to me. And I've used it to decorate the inside, and I've also used it in the journal as such. What you see here is a pocket which I have formed from some pretty sari trim. It has this sequence here which I like a lot. So, the first signature, first of 5 signatures, starts with some pretty pink colored cover. And I've added another piece of lace, and I've added another applique. And it's sewn with some pink thread. When you turn it, then you see you have to first look into a pocket. And in this pocket, there is of course something in. And this is also a mystical lady. It's a moon fairy or a moon fortune teller whatsoever. So she sits here, and on the right side I have added also a piece from a sari, and I've added it because it nicely corresponds to this element of this really pretty paper over here. Many of the papers have been coffee dyed and further decorated, and also I did some other dyeing. So now we turn it, and you have to first look into what I mentioned before, some tarot elements. It says the Empress, the Sun, the Moon. And they sit in this pocket here, which I have created from some various fabric. On the opposite side, this is some painting which I did using gesso, using some colors, all on coffee dyed paper to give it this grungy look. And when you turn it, then you see this is probably a gypsy lady, and this gypsy lady has been gold waxed around, and I've added this really, really pretty trim in this marvelous green tones. On the opposite side, some lace, some sequins on some design paper. This doily I have color dyed, coffee dyed and then color dyed to give it this pretty look, and it nicely matches here. And on the opposite side there I have used some pretty design paper, added a tuck spot, and have added also this really, really wonderful mystical butterfly. So now we can turn this as well. I did some stamping here. I added a fairy on a piece of paper which I have dyed using, as I said, coffee, using some gold pigments, and also using some Boho colors which are more intense, and therefore I could create this wonderful pink tone. Coffee dyed paper. On the back side there is a little flip, and here I have added 2 of my self-created tags, embossing, decoupaging, glittering or gold flaking, and this gives this nice decor. And this stems from some magazine, and behind it there is also the picture of a vintage lady. Lace, another pocket here, and again some mystical design elements. This is a kind of a bookmark. It shows various mystical elements, as I said. Here, what I did here is I have added some of my self-created tags, smaller ones, with some gold flaking or some gold acrylic paint. I have added it on this longer tag, and in order to make sure that it does not harm, because this is a braid, the back side, I have just glued on a strip of trim to cover this up. And the person who gets this journal, who wants to have this journal, of course, can take off the tags and use it in a different way. Now we come to a very, very pretty picture. I think it's playful, but I think it's so pretty, and it shows a tarot reader. Have a look. Have a look at the colors, and have a look at the lady. And in her hands she has the different tarot cards, and she has pearls, and here she has the deck of cards already. And I put it in the center spot because I think it really deserves a focal point. This is a blank page. This is another one of my self-created tags, which I've added here, and also I've used some acrylic paint. And this piece of paper I loved so much because I loved this pattern which came out when I did my dyeing experiments. Isn't this great with this green and the coffee and on this piece of paper? This is the back side of this pink which I did. Very nice. And here I have added a ruffle from satin and also in a wonderful pink. Really pretty pink, and it's very harmonic with this paper. On the other side, again, a tuck spot, and in this tuck spot there is Art Nouveau person, and she has kind of a peacock ornament around her head. And you will find peacocks in this journal, of course, because I love peacocks. And another of these, what I said, mystical elements. The doily, which nicely matches the color scheme over here. Turning this. Now we come into a kind of a more blue-green page. And I have added a pocket, which I made from some fabric. And here is some lace in blue and green colors. And what you see here, of course, is also some cardstock and another of these wonderful mystical cards. Here, this is, as you see, Gypsy astrology, a fortune teller. And the fortune teller is also turned into a pocket. And in this pocket, there you have another tag. And this tag has been decorated with some trim. And this trim has been further decorated with the paper beads, which I love to do. This is the back side of my color work, and this is a nice belly band decorated with lace, and there is another unevenly cut piece of paper decoration. So now we are almost at the end of the first signature, and the end of the first signature also has a pocket, and in this pocket there is this angel card. And as I said, mystical elements, and mystical elements or magical elements are not only, let's say, witches or fairies or so, but also angels. So I added some angels there as well. And this is, as you can see, a lady who is a fortune teller, obviously, and she looks on her deck, and this is the moon, and I love the colors, and I love the theme, of course. And this is the end of the first signature, and now we come to number 2. And you see I have always, there are some strips of paper left because I did a lot of cutting. And you see, again, I have used this really, really pretty fabric, which I received from May, and I've added another wonderful trim over here, and this fabric formed a little decoration or a little cover for the second signature, and I've closed it with another bow from sari silk. So, and when you open it, then you see you have here a kind of a tuck spot, but you can also turn it and can use it for writing, and I have done some light stenciling in order not to keep it too white. And there is another Victorian graphic, which I like. I used them quite a bit in my past journals because I like the graphics a lot. This is some boho pattern. As I said, it's not only mystical, it's also boho, it's also a little bit gypsy. I've added coffee dyed lace and another trim for decoration. And on the back side, you see the inside cover. The inside has also been decorated with some nice digital paper. I formed a pocket which I've gold waxed and added some lace. And here this is really, really pretty journaling card. And I've used a decor, and I've added the die cuts on top, and the die cuts also have some glitter, and I did some gold waxing. Coffee dyed paper, vellum paper, another pocket, and in this pocket there we have a peacock, as I mentioned before, and we have some lace. We have also lace here, so there is a lot of lace, I tell you, and there is a lot of ruffles and all these kind of, as I say, yummy things. Here I have again one of my coffee dyed color dyed papers, and I did some stamping of roses because the next page also has rose motifs. And when you turn them, then you again have a look into a blast of pink. We have these two pretty Admit One cards, which I received as a gift from Sarah. Hi Sarah, if you see it. And then here I have added many different journaling cards and decoration, all in pink and purple. And here I've added a piece of from a lace, and this is a piece of a peacock feather. This is Indian Kodi paper. This is coffee dyed paper, which I also colored a little bit in in pink. Satin ruffles. Next page, this is a side tuck, and in this side tuck there is the picture of or the graphic of an Indian lady, and again, it's not a peacock, but it could be. And having said that, usually I sew all of my tags, journaling cards, almost all of them. In that case here, because it was already quite full, I have some of those which are not sewn around. I like it when it's sewn because I think it's a little bit more put together, but it's really personal taste, and so therefore I have a combination. Here I have this die cut of this embossed butterfly, which I turned into a very little pocket, and because it's a very little pocket, there are very little and tiny tags, not sewn around and not bagged, because, as I said, capacity reasons. I did some fancy stitching here. And now we come to another center spot, and in the center spot I have used some digital paper, which also come from a gypsy tarot deck. And you see the lady here and you see the hand. So these are all the mystical elements. Oops, so fancy stitching. Here are some flip out things, and I have put them together with this mechanism, with this clip, because what I did is, when I added this deck here, I used some cotton fabric, and because I wanted to have it more flexible, but I had it too flexible so that it turns like this and it would be in the way, so I keep it straight with this clip. And the clip also is in pink, so therefore I don't mind. When you turn it like this, then you see there is another tag, pocket, and there is a die cut over here. This is a window element with one of those Victorian paintings. And when you turn it like this, then here I've added some lace, which forms a pocket or a belly band. And here I've added this bookmark, which says this book belongs to. Usually this is at the beginning of a journal, but in that case it's not, because I found that it nicely matches the color here. And I've forgotten to take off the things. This goes away, this goes away. Have I forgotten anything? No. So now we can close this and clip it. Close and clip. And I clipped on the other one as well here. So this is the Kodi paper. What I did here is, because I found in a magazine, I found these really pretty flower pictures. And I made a little booklet out of it. So it's a strip of coffee dyed paper, and I formed it into, let's call it a little booklet. Some stamping, coffee dyed paper, and another big journaling card sitting in the side pocket over here. This was number 2. It's not quite finished, because there is another pocket here, and there is another fortune teller at work. Okay, and this book is full of fortune tellers apparently, because there's another one, and she has crystal ball. She is sewn on this cover page. I have added some glittery trim, and I've added some pink ruffles. And when you turn it, then you have again this pocket, which you can use also for writing, and another mystical element, bookmark type decoration element item. This is a pocket which I have formed from decoupaging and glittering, and I've put some acrylic paint on it in order to make sure that it's really resistible. And from the back side I have decorated it, and I formed a pocket, and in this pocket there are two journaling cards in this color scheme. And here inside this pocket there is a little book, and I call it, this is the fortune teller's toolbox. Why? You will see. So let's open the bow. And you see I have covered the inside with some gold paper. And here you see this is the lady, this is the fortune teller. And this is what she needs. And what does she need? She needs her tarot cards. She needs this guideline for hand reading. I hope she knows it without this guideline. And there is another tableau. So I was tempted to call it like this. So, and we put it away. It gets slimmer already. Here I did some stamping, coffee dyed paper. This is also coffee dyed, and I've added some lace. This is again part of this wonderful fabric which I've used to cover the inside of this journal. And here I've used a paper clip, and there is some further. There's a journaling card, also nice from the back, and there is another fortune teller. Nice paper. I've did some stamping here, coffee dyed. I have added some lace. Here this is some really nice fabric in this, red tones and pearls, a lot of pearls, and also this nice flowers here, really pretty. And you can flip it up, and behind it I have made a belly band from lace, and I've added two of the tags which I like to do, and this one I have further decorated with some feathers in this red, matching red. And the back side, because I glued it on here, I have added this border in order to keep it, to let it look nice. Some light stamping or stenciling. Now we come to something which I really, really like, because I like it because of the colors and also because of the idea, I have to say. Okay, so be aware. We open. Isn't this nice? I've used this really, really pretty lace, and I've sewn it on this, as you can see, on this piece of paper, which is coffee dyed, and I've did fancy stitching, and I've made 4 pockets out of it. So, and because these colors are so brilliant and so wonderful, I was looking for something to put behind, because I didn't want to have a color which would not match. So I formed envelopes using this really pretty paper, and I've not glued it down, so because you can use it for writing or whatsoever. And inside this envelope there is one of these pretty butterfly pictures, which you have seen in big already, and you are going to see another one, because I've made another envelope. And also here we do have another butterfly. Put it aside. And then there are 2 journaling cards. This one and this one. So this is decoration, stamping. This is also decoration, but you can flip it up, and then you have the view on this magical tree. This is nice paper, and I've added some fabric here because I like the colors so much. This is coffee dyed and color dyed paper. This is just some stamping which I added here. It's just a flip. Coffee dyed paper, and this one comes also from May. So she gifted me this really pretty coffee dyed paper, which I'm so happy to use. And what I did here is, because I really like this cover page or this paper, and I added different pockets. I added belly bands and I added 2 pockets. So, and in these pockets I have added some mystical design elements like this circle. Then here we have another of these really pretty bookmarks. And then we have another, maybe a fairy. And they sit here. And I love, love, love this trim. I just bought it the other day, or not the other day, last week. And when it came, I thought, oh wow, this definitely has to come into my journal. And this is exactly the right color. And it's so soft, and I hope the tassels will not fall off. But so far it looks really good. Now I think we are already at signature number 4. And signature number 4 starts with this lady. And this lady I have glued on the original design paper, because there was another lady and the lady was a little bit lighter in colors and I wanted to have something really strong or stronger. And then I had cut the paper in half, and then I glued it together with this really pretty border, and this green and the pink, and they are absolutely perfect for this design paper or digital paper. And I added trim and I added ruffle, and on the back side there's another belly band, and this is this really pretty picture of some flowers in this lavender color. And here there's another journaling card. You turn it, you see from the back side also nice colors and nice pictures, stamping. This is some special paper, and I added another of this lavender colored trim. Here this is another nice paper, you can turn it, and then you have the decoration of a peacock, and the peacock also has been decorated, or the page has been decorated with some green lace. And on the back side there is a pocket. The pocket also has been further decorated with this trim. And here, what you see here is another of this really pretty butterflies. Oh, I have forgotten to take this off. Of this really butterflies. And the back side I have used some of the wonderful paper which May was gifting me. Did I use? I think I took away. Yes, I did. This is some decoration. This is some silk brocade, and there's another applique on it, so I glued it down here. Some special paper with a nice trim. Also some nice trim over here. This is these flippy out things, which I like to do. You can flip it out like this, and then you have a bookmark or decoration over there. And I've added some vintage lace, which is really pretty, and you see it's old, and it nicely matches this decor over there. And this is a peacock, and you can flip it up, and here I did some stamping. An owl, magical element. I think she looks so great. And here I made this cover from fabric. This is decoration. This is also something which I think is really pretty, because it's another lady reading tarot cards. And yeah, she comes in like a twin tag, but it's not a tag. So I think it's pretty and is special. Here I have used really pretty Indian trim, which I have been gifted from Sarah, and I love it because it's so well in tune with this color of this cardstock which I've used here for the center. Then, because I love the colors and I wanted to go really into colors, I have used here this wonderful yellow, and I've added 2 yellow cards, this and this, and I've also added a die cut on this die cut butterfly. And I did some stamping here, a stenciling. And now we see a really, really pretty paper. Look at this. Isn't this wonderful? This peacock feather motif in this green and gold tones. It's so pretty. Another pocket and another journaling card or another tag. Here I have done a belly band with one of these marvelous, absolutely beautiful butterflies, and I've also added a vintage element from an old Dutch book from the 1880s or something like this, and I've added it because it has this nice picture, and I did some stenciling over there. This is the corresponding pocket to the pages which you have seen before, and inside there is another owl and another tag on vellum paper. Here I've added this circle, and in this circle I have put into peacock design elements or peacock motifs. And this is a lotus flower. And this is cotton trim. And on the back side, this is just decoration. And this is a vintage lady or Victorian lady. And this Victorian lady also is a pocket, and there is another tag, in this time in really, really wonderful green tones and flowery motifs. Lace. And this paper nicely matches here. And then I thought, well, even if you are a gypsy or if you are living the boho life, maybe you want to have a plan. And because you want to have a plan, maybe this can help you. So, look at this paper. Isn't this wonderful? So, and this is what I did. As one of the last things I did, I made this, let's say, journaling card in this bright purple, and I added this really pretty bookmark on it, and in order to keep it in place I have added this fabric collage and turned it into a paper clip. So, and this was number 4. And we are almost at the end, and I think it already took quite a while, but I hope you don't mind. This is wonderful Indian paper. I love it. It has a nice texture, but I was afraid that it might tear, and therefore I have secured the inside with washi tape so that it's really, really secure. I've added this wonderful Indian gold trim, and here these are peacock feathers which come from a bigger part of lace which I had. I found this tag in my assortment, and the colors are perfect, so therefore I put it in here. I had to round the edges because if you don't, you get stuck in this lace. I did, and I added this nice chiffon and this decoration, and also this is a kind of a feather motif. You see these look like peacock feathers, although they are in red. It's wonderful, I think. And when you turn it, I made some stenciling over there. And again, some of the, what I call tarot cards, which are not really tarot cards, but they could be. For instance, this says Empress, and this is another magical lady over there. This again, this paper which I dyed, and I was so happy with the result, and it's so well in tune with this chiffon, no, not chiffon, satin ruffle which I made here. And on the back side there is a little side pocket, and in this side pocket I have added some more magical elements. The sun as the biggest magic, and here some ladies. This is an envelope which I have further decorated and added again these peacock feathers as decoration, and inside there is another journaling card or a tag, And it also says your fortune. So this is the fortune teller's tag. This is pretty, isn't it? This is such a wonderful motif, and I made it into a flip so it can be used. This backside can be used for writing, also because I liked the pattern which came out when I made the coffee dyeing. And what I also like is how well the colors are in tune with this darker red and gold over there. Another flippy out thing, and this one is a bit, let's say, special because it has been attached. I didn't sew on anything or glue on anything, but this is a paper clip featuring a very nice trim, which pearls and some gold zigzag, and it's also very well in harmony with the dress of this Victorian lady. So maybe she's a fairy, I don't know. And when you flip it like this, then you see I have stamped some peacock feathers over there. This is a fairy, no doubt about that. Look at the wonderful wings she has. Here I have used again this pretty trim which I've used to decorate the inside, and it's fraying, and I love it that it's fraying, and I love the gold, I love the blue. It's wonderful. When you turn it, then you see how I have sewn it on. Not very accurate, I apologize. And this is some cotton trim. This is some piano paper, which also came from Sarah. Thank you for that. Very nice. And here I have the back side of this envelope, and there's another thing inside. The last pages. Here again I did some stamping. I added some sari silk ruffle. I added in this pocket, I added some coffee dyed paper, which shows some flowers. And I always like the sound. And because I couldn't help it, I added this belly band in this gold and pink and purple. And I made another bigger journaling card with a peacock, with ruffles, and with my wonderful, I love this, my wonderful paper. And I think it's a combination of all the things I like, and that's it. And let's have a look. Look at this. So, she has slimmed down quite a bit. I hope you liked the magical color of magic of color, forgotten the name. I hope you liked the magic of color. I hope it wasn't too long. I tried to speed up. It's difficult because I like what I do and I want to share. It's available. You can have it. You can give me a thumbs up if you like. I'd be delighted. Also, a comment is very much welcome. And I hope to see you soon. And this was Martina. Bye bye.